Today we are going to complete chapter number 16, that is the Union Legislature. In my previous video I have explained about the Union Parliament, that is we are having two houses and we are calling it bicameral legislature. Today we are going to discuss about the Lok Sabha and the Rajya Sabha. So Lok Sabha is the lower house and Rajya Sabha is the upper house. So we are calling our parliament as bicameral legislature. If ever you get a question, how many houses are there in a parliament or how many chambers are there in Indian parliament? There are two chambers. One is the Lok Sabha, other is the Rajya Sabha, or you can say there are two houses. One is the Lok Sabha and the other is the Rajya Sabha. Lok Sabha is also known as the lower house or the house of people. Why is it known as the house of people? Because we, the common citizens, are casting our vote directly and selecting these people, and they are going and forming the Lok Sabha. Whereas Rajya Sabha is the upper house, or you can say it is often called as House of Council of States. Why is it called so? Because as we are selecting the members of Lok Sabha, they are going and directly we are not casting the vote. Our representatives are selecting them. For that, they are being known as the upper house. Now, composition of a parliament. If ever you come across this kind of question, where is the composition of a parliament? It means Lok Sabha, Rajya Sabha and the President. Don't forget to add the President, okay? Lok Sabha, Rajya Sabha and the President makes the composition of the Parliament. And how many houses are there? There are only two houses, Rajya Sabha and Lok Sabha. So here I have made a comparative chart. If you go through this, it will be easier for you to understand. Lok Sabha and Rajya Sabha. Left hand side you can see the total strength of or the maximum strength of Lok Sabha can be 552 members, and in Rajya Sabha the maximum strength is 250 members. You can see in Lok Sabha out of 552, 530 members are directly elected by the citizens of different states, and 20 members are selected from the Union territories, and 2 members are nominated by the President of India, that is from the Anglo-Indian community. And in Rajya Sabha you can see maximum strength is 250 members, out of which 238 members are indirectly elected by the citizens, because we are directly electing the Lok Sabha members. They are going and electing the members of Rajya Sabha. So it is indirectly elected. And 12 members are nominated by the President. Who are these 12 members? Those are getting elected. They are belonging from different fields which they have excelled. It can be arts, it can be sports, it can be social service, it can be literature. Okay, different kind of, like Sachin Tendulkar was once nominated. So different kind of fields those who have excelled in, they can go and participate or can get nominated, in other words. You can see the qualification. In both the factors, they have to be citizen of India, they have to be registered voters. But in Lok Sabha, the age is of 25 years, and in Rajya Sabha, the age is of 30 years. The tenure, how long the Lok Sabha is going to be there after one election? 5 years. As the 5 years will get over, then again the new set of members will sit in Lok Sabha. Many persons can get repeatedly selected in Lok Sabha and in Rajya Sabha also. So Rajya Sabha's term is for 6 years. 1/3 of the member retire every year. 1/3 of the member retire every 2 years. So here is a mistake. It will not be every year. It is every 2 years. Next point is Lok Sabha can get dissolved if a political party who have acquired the majority vote and have formed the government, suppose there is 100 seats, as we know there are 552 seats in the Lok Sabha. Suppose more than 50%, suppose 300 seats are acquired by one political party and that party have formed the government. Suddenly few leaders, suppose out of that 300, now maybe 150 members are saying we are not supporting this political party anymore, and that members are joining some other political party. That means this political party which have formed the government, now the members, as they are saying, we are not confident on this party anymore because the party is not working properly. So that is called no confidence motion, and in this condition the parliament can, or the Lok Sabha can get dissolved. Dissolved means the entire Lok Sabha will get cancelled and again a fresh new members will get selected, or you can say elected. But in Rajya Sabha nobody can dissolve the house. Okay, it is a permanent body. In Lok Sabha there is a presiding officer. Presiding officer means you can see somebody sitting on a chair and then giving the lecture, right? This is Om Birla. So like that somebody is there sitting on the chair and conducting the meeting. That person is presiding the meeting, means conducting the meeting. What are the topics that they are going to discuss? Which member is going to speak? Which member is going to answer? Which member is going to question? Are they maintaining the discipline or not? Everything is being watched by this presiding officer. So in Lok Sabha the presiding officer is being called as speaker, and in Rajya Sabha the presiding officer is called the chairperson, and the chairperson is the vice president of India. Hopefully you have understood till this much. Next we are having functions of the parliament. What are the functions? First is law making function. As we know, the legislature, executive and judiciary are the organs of the government. Legislature is the law making body, and India parliament is the law making body. Here the new laws are made by the Indian parliament, or the laws are being modified by the parliament. Okay, any law which, or any matter which comes under the union list or comes under the concurrent list, the parliament can make changes or can modify. But in some cases when there is an emergency declared in a state, so from that state list also, the matter which is in the state list, from that matter also the parliament can make changes. Only the parliament can introduce the amendment bill to the constitution. In Lok Sabha, in the matter of power, Rajya Sabha enjoys a maximum power than the Lok Sabha. But in matter of money bill, that is a budget, the bill which is related to money and budget, the Lok Sabha enjoys the maximum power. Now you can see the next topic is, after law making functions, the budget. The budget is an estimate of the annual income and expenditure of the government. Both the things are being discussed, the income of the government and the expenditure, how much money they have spent, that is also being discussed. Whenever the new year begins, then the entire budget is planned out by the government. This much money we have earned and this much money we have spent, and this much money is left us with us. So what are we going to do? Which state needs how much money? What are the budget they are going to spend for the entire year? They make a plan that this much money we are going to spend and this much money we are going to keep in our treasury. Next is control over the executive. The parliament keeps a watch over the government. The Council of Ministers is directly responsible and answerable to the Lok Sabha. whatever policies and the actions the executive is doing, they are answerable to the parliament. Here in our Indian government we can see, or in Indian constitution we can find that there are lots of checks and balances. Only the legislature will keep on making the laws and executive cannot interfere. It's not like that. If anybody like legislature, executive or judiciary is violating the constitution, the other body can interpret or can stop the matter and then again have a discussion. Suppose a law which is made by the legislature which is going against the constitution, the judiciary can directly tell the legislature to discard such kind of law. Again, if the executive is applying too much of force or they are not applying the law properly, again they will be guided by the judiciary. Now, if the judiciary will do some kind of mistake or violate our constitution or not follow our constitution, then they can also get impeached or removed by the parliament, and the president and the vice president will suggest them. Okay, so all the members, no matter whichever is the position, they can be impeached or removed if they violate the constitution and its rules. Next important term you are having adjournment motion. Adjournment motion, parliament can move to an adjournment motion. This means that if there is a sudden emergence of an incident, suddenly if there is an emergence of an incident which needs to be discussed urgently, then whatever the matter, the discussion was going on in the parliament, it can get stopped and then that matter can be taken up and discussed in the parliament. Suppose there is a terrorist attack or there is a natural disaster. In this kind of matter, if the parliament is in a session going on discussing about something, maybe they are discussing about the budget, they can immediately stop it and have a discussion on the matter which is needed to be taken up immediately. This is called adjournment motion. As I was telling you, judicial functions, if the parliament finds that the judges are not working, maybe the judges of Supreme Court or High Court or District Court, if they are not using their power properly and not maintaining the code which is written in our constitution, not following the laws, then they can be impeached or removed from their position. Elective functions. This is also function given in our given to the parliament. What is the function? The parliament plays an important role in election of the president and the vice president. The parliament votes and decides. Okay. Next, session of the parliament. Session means meetings. The parliament meets at least twice a year. At least twice. For a session to take place, at least 10% of total membership has to be present. This is called quorum. Quorum means minimum number of person needs to be present for the session or the session will not take place. Suppose the parliament is having total member of 100. Suppose total member of 100. At least 10 members have to be present in the session or in the meeting. This is a quorum, 10%. And if that 10 people also will not be present there, that means out of 100 I am saying 10. Okay, out of 100, 10, that is a 10%. 10% people also will not be present in the meeting, then that session will get dissolved or the meeting will not take place. Hopefully you have understood the chapter. And one more important term we need to understand, that is, I have explained you about the no confidence motion, vote of no confidence. Secret ballot is left out. Secret ballot vote. Secret ballot vote, before we are having now indirect democracy. We go and select our representative in a secret manner. You can see in the picture given in page number 160. 2. Here you can see how the persons are coming and casting their votes secretly in a ballot box, right? This is called secret ballot. One person, one vote. One person cannot cast two votes. One person, one vote in a secret manner so that nobody can understand which party I have opted. We have completed this chapter. Hopefully you have understood it.